Justin Redding. I'm a doctor of pharmacy and the owner of Mo City Apothecary. Hardest thing I've had to tackle in a year, I'd say staying ahead and trying to think ahead was be ready for the changes, anticipate changes, being flexible. Just from day one, as soon as we get something started, things are going to change. And then from the vape industry, and then rules against CBD. So it's always a lesson every day. What made me pivot was a necessity. It was what the people wanted. As a pharmacist, that we were always taught to evaluate weekly from our job to see what the customers are wanting. If we're doing customer service, getting the customers what they need. And I just had that feel that that's what the customers were needing and wanting. Is something that I had a passion for and a hobby, learning about herbs and oils, and me passing on that knowledge to them, knowing that they're already going to get it from another source, then they can just get it from me. We already built that relationship, and they were comfortable buying the other products. And then with some people being more comfortable going into a more pharmacy field, apothecary healing type environment rather than the smoke shop, it was just easier to get rid of that stuff and then make the environment more comfortable for them. I'd say the wildest have involved the older gentlemen. They come in here to get the male support teas, and they will share all of their stories, very graphic and sexual in nature, no matter what. But I'm used to that as a community pharmacist. They'll share everything from what kind of rash they have to what they ate to what's going on in the bedroom. So I'm used to that, but just the detail he was going in and the length of the conversation went into 5-10 minutes. And I had a friend in the back who was studying, and she was trying so hard not to crack up. I was getting text messages from her like, what is going on? This is the funniest shit I've ever heard. The funniest part is, if he knew she was there, he probably still would have kept talking the same way. It was important to create our own lines of things to, one, make sure that what we're putting in our bodies, we know the source, that is quality, and it's going to be good for us. And then the other thing is making sure that people can get a quality source all in one spot. I wanted to make this as most of a one-stop shop as possible, and using my passion for cooking since had the easy bake oven at 8 years old. People trying to tell me that was a girls' store. Like, no, I just like to cook, man. It doesn't say this is just for girls. And then pharmacy school, going in the compounding lab, like this is like being in the kitchen again. And then learning seeing people making their own products and things being more organic and naturally based, and it just all was part of that evolution, and me being able to combine that now, make sure people getting quality. I enjoy doing it. It's something that we can do together as a family, and then come up with different scents and combinations that have the healing properties that we want, and testing out with the customers, and also keeping what they like. So it's just been really fun to do all that. So the handmade soaps are very popular right now. This one is the lemon turmeric. We got a lavender chamomile. These all smell amazing. And then the Caribbean smoothie, very popular scents right now. Also available in the body creams. Those are all made right back there. The black soap, we get that from Ghana in big blocks and chop it up there, make it into the shampoo. And then same with the shea butter. We get those in giant blocks. I got hundreds of pounds of shea butter back there. We make all of our body creams, the raw shea butter down there in the bags and some jars. And it's all right here naturally. And then tea bags, we're in the back mixing up the herb blends and putting them in the tea bags and sealing them up. And just making sure I know the source, that is quality, and then you're always going to get a consistent tea source when you come. So I already mentioned male support tea. That's one we always got to keep in stock. And then the detox tea and the turmeric spice and the stay well tea. People are being more aware of keeping their immune system healthy, and then clearing those toxins out and keeping their liver and gut healthy. And for the soaps, again, lemon turmeric and that Caribbean smoothie. People like that tropical, trying to get that feel of being on the beach next or being by the pool, even though we can't do much of that nowadays. So we're trying to emulate that through the soap. And you got that in the body cream as well. And then people really love the lemongrass body cream nowadays with the seasonal weather changing, with all these mosquitoes out. The lemongrass is keeping the mosquitoes off you. And yeah, so that's been really popular. Dr. Redding CBD line has been in the works since earlier in the year. It's something I wanted to do for a while, making sure I can work with quality farm and get to the processing exactly how I want it in the formulation. So starting off with some tinctures and gummies, a recovery cream, and some capsules. And what I'm most excited about, the olive oil. I mentioned how much I love cooking, and now it just seemed perfect when they told me that they could make an olive oil for me. So we've just been a lot of conference calls and emails trying to get everything right. So I'm excited to launch that soon. I always start with books. Go to the library. That's something I've always enjoyed doing, is reading. And even that's more important nowadays because anyone can put an article online or post something, and people are just using that as their source, or Facebook or whatever. And it's important to go through these books that have been cataloging history of these herbs for thousands of years and what their proper uses are. Just do the reading, find what you're interested in, just so you know the history of them and their applied uses, and then know how to identify them. And then when you start seeing who these researchers are and the publishers, you can go down those holes of seeing their other works and learning about other applications and things with the herbs that you find interesting and those oils. And always want to learn, know that it's going to be a constant changing environment with laws changing and what you can practice, what you're allowed to say based on the FDA and all those rules. But yeah, always ask questions, always learn, and reach out to someone who's in that field, like myself. And we're always willing to take on interns, be mentors to people who are interested in getting involved. What is next for the Apothecary? We have our first wellness workshop webinar next month on detox and weight loss. I recently completed my yoga teacher training, so we'll be doing more of the CBD and yoga classes and incorporating those into our weekly classes and workshops. Doing more fun stuff with the Dr. Redding's line. We're located 3708 McHard Road. It's also Texas Parkway 2234. Those can get confusing depending on what kind of search you use. It's a Valero shopping center with Cricket and Daiquiri Shack, 3708 McHard Road, MoCityApothecary.com, and Facebook, Instagram at MoCityApothecary.